Now that the loan modification trial payment plan you worked on so hard to get has been approved, you may have thought, wow, I'm safe now. And I completely understand how you think that. But I've witnessed many times when the loan modification trial payment plan was approved and then it was denied. And almost all of the time had absolutely nothing to do with money or affordability. Shocker, right? Yeah, I know. And this is where things will likely start going wrong in terms of losing your home if you miss what I'm about to tell you. This is why I want to explain the potential problems of this area of the loan modification process in a way that you understand clearly what can happen during this phase, because this is typically where homeowners get blindsided by these issues and unfortunately ending up to losing their homes. I want you to know exactly what to watch for, since you can do everything that you believe to be correct and still lose your home at the end. And if you're thinking that since you're sending your payments, you're doing what they requested and you should be totally fine, most people are thinking along those lines when they reach this stage. But here's where this begins to slide away. If you pay your payment on the first of the month, for example, and in your mind, this is an on-time payment, but the bank does not measure the timing of when you actually mailed it. They measure it based upon when they receive it. So if it arrives on the second, even though you followed instructions perfectly and were timely with your payment, that can work against you, because you see, mostly everything is automated systematically. So if the payment doesn't reach the system on time, it's going to be a problem. Here's where people often get caught off guard. No one contacts you to let you know that there was a problem, and no one allows you to take corrective action. It simply becomes marked against you. What I tell clients is, do not aim for the due date. Give yourself room. Send your payments early. Make them clean. Track the receipts. Because at this point, it is no longer just about making the payment. It is about showing consistency and being on time. And additionally to that, there is something people do during this phase that feels right in the moment, but can actually harm you. Because you may believe that sending a little extra money to show that you are serious or make it easier for you for the next month is a good idea. I understand why you would feel that way. But from the bank's perspective, that will send the wrong message. They will view it as if you don't need help. And that creates an issue. So at this time, you want to be very simple. Stick to the number they gave you exactly, because what this isn't about proving anything, it is about staying within their guidelines for being consistent. Even if you are doing all of these correctly, there's still something that's going on behind the scenes. Most people don't realize this. The trial period does not mean that they are done reviewing your file. It just gets quiet for a while. Your file is still active. They could ask for updates like income statements, bank documents, and if something new comes in and you do not react quickly enough, that delay will cost you the whole plan. No back and forth, no warning, just denied. Because of that, when working with clients, my approach is we keep everything ready, up to date. So if something comes in, we are not scrambling, we are responding, and timing really matters here. So next, I want to show you the part where many people get caught off guard, because this is where it appears as though you have completed everything. You pay your payments, you complete the trial, and you think, okay, I made it. But the amount you were paying, that is not always the final amount. Because before they lock everything down, they go back through and run the full picture again. Taxes, insurance, etc. And sometimes that number could change. Therefore, instead of treating this as a waiting period, I look at it as preparation. Over those 3 to 4 months, we slow things down and get everything in order. We take a close look at the house. We take a close look at the numbers. We check to see if there are any loose ends sitting out there that could eventually become problems later on. When you receive that permanent modification, it should feel like a reset, not something that places you under more pressure than ever before. So nothing catches you off guard at the end. Because the goal isn't simply to finish the trial, it is to walk into that permanent modification knowing exactly what you are getting into. A trial payment plan isn't an approval. Really, it's a test. And most people do not lose their homes because they cannot afford to pay their mortgage. Unfortunately, they end up losing their home because somewhere small went wrong and they had no idea how important it was. And because of that, if you currently find yourself in a loan modification trial period and you just want to ensure that absolutely nothing slips past you unnoticed, there's a link below where you can schedule a call. We'll go through your situation together and make sure that you're set up to actually make it to the final approval. I'm looking forward to your success.